Speed Art is an amazingly good tool for Shulk, as I'm sure you know if you're familiar with him. It grants him crazy combo gain, dizzying movement, and makes it easier for him to cover space in general. You probably knew that already. However, you may or may not know of a few neat little maneuvers that he can pull off in this form. And so, in this video, I'm going to show off a few techniques that are either exclusive to Speed, or are made particularly effective with it. Let's waste no time. I'm Catalyst, and here are 5 tricks that Shulk can perform in Speed Art. I plan to start with the more simple techniques first and then work up to the more niche stuff later, so let's start with something easy. If you're in Speed and you use the auto short hop mechanic to perform either an up or down air, the second hitbox of either move will come out just before you land. It's worth noting that the name is a little misleading, as there is a brief time between the hitbox coming out and landing, but it's as good as you're gonna get without some tight timing. I mean, up air hits P2, so it's close enough to perfect. Both of these moves have their uses in real matches. Up air is quite safe, with the sweet spot only being -5 on shield, and it has a lot of combo potential. This makes it a pretty easy thing to fish for, with a pretty high reward for hitting it. Down air is a bit less safe, but because it's so low to the ground, it hits grounded opponents twice. This is big because none of his other aerials do that. If an opponent is fishing for a parry, you can use down air to catch them off guard and punish with the second hit. In short, both moves are good mix-ups, and doing them like this is a great way to maximize their utility. Because Shulk's jump height is so low in Speed Art, he can't make it onto most platforms without using his double jump. His full hop simply doesn't reach most platforms on legal stages. However, there's a little way to work around this. As you may have guessed from the word WAVELANDING, you can give yourself a boost by air dodging. The way directional air dodges work in Ultimate is as follows. The character moves slightly in the opposite direction before they fling off into the intended one. You see where I'm going with this? If you jump below a platform and air dodge down at your peak, you'll successfully board the platform with a perfect waveland. You can even air dodge at a directional angle to get that classic waveland slide. Of course, directional air dodges have some pretty hefty end lag on them, so there's an alternative way to get around that too. You can double jump really early to get up with basically no landing lag. This is really effective, especially when you combine it with an aerial, but you still run a very real risk of getting hit off stage without your double jumps, so I would say that you should use that one with caution. Either way you choose to boost yourself, it's important to know how to get onto platforms quickly. Smart opponents will try to platform camp Speed Shulk, as he's pretty poor at moving vertically, if that's how we'll put it, so you'll want to know how to move up when you need it. Okay, I know, the name sounds like a bit of an oxymoron. What the hell is a grounded air dodge? Well, I couldn't think of a better word for it, so just watch the damn explanation. Using Speed Art's extremely low jump height, doing a short hop neutral air dodge becomes an extremely good dodge option from the ground, even out of shield. This is because he's intangible the entire way through. Seriously, until the very frame before he hits the ground. Another advantage this has over traditional ground dodges is that it does not move you a fixed distance. You can stay still, move slightly, or go almost as far as a roll. To convince you of its utility, let's talk frame data. Let's look at this table and do some comparisons. As we can see, it unfortunately has the highest startup of them all, which is this trick's biggest caveat. That said, if you can commit to it, you get the highest amount of intangibility, with only 2 frames more of end lag than a spot dodge. It can be a little hard to perform, but the reward is quite worth the effort. Just make sure you don't accidentally do a directional air dodge, as it's significantly laggier and less effective than its counterpart. A side note here for those who want to get extra fancy. Since neutral air dodge has 10 frames of lag, and it counts as landing lag, you can implement perfect dial storage while you dodge. If you're keen on dial storage, you especially may want to look into this. If you have no idea what dial storage means, I recommend watching someone else's video on it, as I'd get very sidetracked if I explained it. I'll link one in the description for you. Anyhow, moving on to the next. Dash walking is one of the more popular techs in Ultimate. It's a universal mechanic that every character can perform, but I wanted to put it here because Speed Shulk gets crazy good mileage off it. If you don't know what it is, here's a one-sentence rundown. You'll want to dash, then instantly flick your C-stick down, backwards, or up. It'll cause you to instantly do a walk out of your initial dash. If you mix up between foxtrotting and dash walking, and combine it with Speed Art's crazy mobility, you can be super intimidating just by moving around. You can dash at any time while walking, so your ability to change up your spacing is completely ridiculous. Speed Shulk's foxtrot is crazy enough as is, but with this you can weave around to basically anywhere you want. Another benefit is the fact that you get a standing grab instead of a dash grab if you do it out of a dash walk. This has a little less startup and end lag, so you'll be safer if you miss. To end, I will say that chaining multiple dash walks together can be challenging, so you'll want to drill it a lot in training mode if you plan to implement it. I can say with confidence that it's worth it though, because it opens up insane movement to you if mastered. With that, let's move on to the final tech of this video. And don't get your hopes up. Getting a truly lagless ledge get up from this technique has only a 1 or 2 frame window depending on the stage. That said, you can still get a really good get up option if you mess up. Let me show you what I mean. Here, we can see a lagless get up in action. The inputs are pretty easy to understand. You let go of the ledge, jump, and try to get over the ledge at just the peak of your jump. After rising up from the ledge, he suffers only the 2 frames of landing lag from jumping, and then is free to act. The timing varies depending on the stage, but you can generally go from ledge hang to free movement in about 25 to 30 frames. This is faster than a standard get up, which takes 35 frames, so it's very hard to react to. Of course, you're not going to hit such a tight input every single time, but if you jump a bit early, you'll still be hovering just barely above the ground for a short time. From there, you can mix it up with an aerial, a neutral air dodge, or just a landing. It's an entirely new set of options to choose from, and it still makes for a good mix-up. If you jump too late, you'll have to recover without regaining ledge intangibility, which leaves you vulnerable, of course. So keep in mind that it's better to be too early than too late. Your window to jump is often mere frames after you let go, so you'll want your inputs to be basically right after another. It's tricky to learn, but I recommend having the mix-up up your sleeve. I found Battlefield to be the best training grounds for this, as you have a 2-frame window to get it perfectly. Make sure you try it out to get access to a completely new ledge option. And there you have it, 5 ways to maximize your usage of Speed Art. Do you have any other ideas for Shulk tricks? Is there anything you think I missed or didn't cover? Leave me your feedback. I'd love to use it to improve my content, or rectify any errors I may have made. I know every YouTuber begs like this, but please consider subscribing for more Shulk and/or general Smash content. I'm Catalyst, and I sincerely thank you for watching.